Hello everyone, my name is Agathan Tahtawi Aslam from UBSI Jatiwain Campus. In this video, I would like to share my opinion about smoking on campus area. First, I want to say that I don't mean to sway your opinion to make smokers look bad, but you should become a smoker. In my opinion, there are several places that are designed as smoke-free zones and one of them should be the campus area. Smoking is not just a personal issue, but also a problem of air pollution that can harm others. You should know that cigarette smoke contains more than 7,000 chemicals, 100 of which are toxic. Yes, truly toxic. These toxic substances are the main cause of organ damage and various serious diseases in active smokers, such as cancer, stroke, and respiratory disorders. However, these adverse effects are not limited to active smokers. When someone smokes when someone smokes on campus, they force their fellow students, lecturers, and non-smoking staff to inhale the same toxins. It has been scientifically proven that exposure to secondhand smoke increases the risk of serious diseases such as lung cancer and heart disease in people who have never smoked. Campus is a place where we pursue knowledge and build our future. So, do not pollute campus area with cigarette smoke in order to guarantee every individual's right to clean air and an optimal learning environment. Okay, that's it. Thank you and see you next game. Okay, hello everyone, back again with my Agathan Aslam. Now, I will to present or explain the simple present tense. Okay, before the main topic, I would like to introduce the simple present tense. What is the simple present tense? Simple present tense is a passive verb tense to express an action or state that is happening now. Simple present tense is a grammatical structure which we use to express fact, general truth, or routine or habit that occur repeatedly in the present. Sorry. The purpose. The purpose is to convey factual or repetitive information. Okay, let's get into the topic time of function. Time of or time of use of function, sorry. Main function. The simple present tense is used to express general truth, routines, things that are permanent, recurring, or scheduled. Okay, look the right side. Time of use of simple present tense. Number one is habit and routines. Number two, facts and general truths. Number three, permanent situation. And four, scheduled event. Okay, point number one, habit and routines. Habits and routines is an action that is performed repeatedly at regular intervals. For example, sentence. I drink a glass of water every morning. Okay, the sentence is my habit. Next, I always exercise around 4 p.m. The sentence is my routine. Okay. Next is point number two, facts and general truth. Facts and general truth is information that is univer- un- universally recognized as true. Oh, sorry. That is universally recognized as true, regardless of time. Okay. Facts and general truth is an information that is universally recognized as true, regardless of time. For example, of sentence. The sun rises in the east. The sentence is a natural fact. And next, a person's daily protein intake is 0.8 times body weight. The sentence is a scientific fact. Okay? Next is point number three, permanent situation. It is used to describe condition or circumstances that are long-term and unchanging, like a job, place of residence, or character. Example of sentence: My uncle lives in Surabaya. The sentence is a permanent place. Okay. Next, he works as an engineer. Engineer. Uh, the sentence is a job. Okay. Next is number four, scheduled event. It is used to talk about future plan, but only if those plans are part of schedule or program. Sample of sentence: The train leaves at 3 p.m. tomorrow is a train schedule. Next, classes start on Wednesday. That is a lesson timetable. Okay, get into the positive sentence structure. This structure is used to state facts or routines directly. General rule using action verb. The basic formula is very simple, but the determination of the verb form depends on the subject. Look the formula. Subject plus verb, positive or yes, plus object or complement. Okay, look the table. The subject type, verb, rules, and example of sentence. The subject type plural. I, like I, you, they, we, the kid, etc. Verb rules use best form. Example of sentence like we study English every day. Study. Why study? Because the subject is a plural. So verb rules is use best form. Okay. Next is singular. Like he, she, it, the dog, my mom, etc. Verb rules add s or es. For example, he studies English every day. Okay. Okay, attention. Single subject or singular. A subject that has only one subject, such as he, she, it, the dog, the cat, my mom, the kid, etc. Plural subject. A subject that is more than one, such as they, we, the kid, cats, my parents, Emily and Tom, etc., including the subjects I and you. Okay. Spelling exception rules. Yes. When do we add yes instead of just s? We add yes to a verb if the past verb ends in, or look double, verb ends form plus yes, example. Okay. So in number one, row number one, column number one, C H verb ends. Okay. Form use yes. Example was become she was the pieces. Okay. Next is ch from uses yes. For example, watch come he watches TV. Okay. Next is double S using es from yes. Kiss, for example, she kisses. Okay. Her baby. Okay. Next is X from yes is yes. Example, fix become it fixes the problem. And last is O from plus yes is yes. Example, go become he goes to school. Okay. Okay, look the special exception. Special exception verbs ending with letter Y. If before letter Y vowels like A, E, I, O, U, only added as example. Play, can, plays. Why? Before letter Y is a vowels A, letter A. Okay. Next, if before letter Y is a consonant letter like other than I, E, A, E, I, O, U, change Y, change letter Y become is. Example, study becomes studies. Okay. Special structure for state or phrase sentence. This sentence does not follow the as or yes rule as before. Look the formula. Subject plus and or is or are plus complement. Okay, table. Look the table. Subject to be formed and example of sentence. Subject I to be formed I am and example of sentence I am student. Student. Okay, student. Next is singular. He, she. To be formed is uses is. Example of sentence. The recommended intake is 0.8. Okay. And last, you, we, they is plural. To be formed using are. Example of sentence. They are always late. Okay. Okay. Get into the negative sentence structure. General rule. Using action for when we form negative sentence, we form an action for the auxiliary verb do or does carries the burden of tense and subject verb agreement. Formula: subject plus do or does plus not plus base verb plus object or complement. Okay, table with the table. Subject type helping verb plus not example of negative sentence. Plural. you date kids using do not, okay, or don't. For example, we don't study in the morning. Okay. Next, we see a single subject using does not or doesn't. Example, he does not or doesn't study in the morning. Okay. Okay. Key point to emphasize. After using the auxiliary verb does not, the my verb must return to its past form without any additional x or es. So it's a slow. Okay, the example is a wrong example. He does not studies English. Okay, it's a wrong example. Why? Because after using the auxiliary verb does not, the my verb must return to its past form. Okay, does not my verb return to its form. Okay, so the correct example, he does not study English. Okay, okay. The reason for this is that the es from the singular subject role has been moved and attached to the auxiliary verb do become does. This task is only done once. Okay. Okay. Special rules using to be. If the positive sentence uses am or is or are, maybe state or fact sentence, that making it negative is much easier. We don't need to use the auxiliary verb like do or does. Okay. Okay. Wait. Okay. Okay. Look the formula. Subject plus am or is or are plus not plus complement. Okay. Table. Subject negative form and example of negative sentence. First, I negative form using I'm not. Okay. Look the formula. Subject I am or is or are plus not the example of sentence. I am not ready. Okay. Next singular he she it. Yes not or is it. Example the problem is not difficult. Next is plural. You we they. Negative form use are not or are. Example we are not okay. Okay. Get into the interrogative sentence structure. The questions we are discussing here are yes or no questions, questions that can only be answered with yes or no. Okay, point clear rule using action verb. To form an action question, we simply move to auxiliary verb do or does to the beginning of the sentence. Okay, formula do or does plus subject plus best verb and plus complement. It interrogative mark. Okay. Subject type helping verb at beginning An example of the interrogative sentence. First is singular, which is my phone uses those. An example, those she live here. Next, plural, you we take the kids. Use the helping verbs using do. So for example, do they live here? Okay, okay, same key points. Okay, warning. Just like negative sentence, after using does, the main verb must return to its past form. Okay, example. Okay, this example. Does she lives here? Okay, remember, if there is does, the main verb must return to its past form. Okay, so the correct example is he does not study English. Oh wait. Maybe I wrong my material. Okay, okay, okay. Correct. He does not study. If the wrong sentence, uh, he does not studies English. Okay, so correct example. He does not study English. Okay, the reason remains the same. The letter yes is attached to the auxiliary verb do to form does. Okay, special structure using to be. If the sentence uses a or is or are, maybe or instead of fact sentence, we don't need to use do or does. We just need to move and is or are to the beginning of the sentence before the subject. Just look the formula. Am is or are plus subject and plus complement. Okay, an example of special sentence using to be. Subject type having verb at the beginning. Example of interrogative sentence. First is a I having verb using aim. So example of interrogative sentence is I am I late? Okay, am I late? Next is singular, he, she, having verbs using is. So example of interrogative sentence is he using. Next, plural, you, they, we, helping verbs use are. So example of interrogative sentence, are you ready? Okay. Next, point short answer. In simple present tense, we often answer yes or no question with short answer using do or does or am or is or are without repeating the entire sentence. Through the table, question, positive answer, and negative answer. Does she study the positive answer? Yes, she does. For negative answer? No, she doesn't. Okay. Next, do they work? Positive answer? Yes, they do. Negative answer? No, They don't. And last, is he busy? Yes, he is. For positive answer. And next, for negative answer, no, he isn't. Okay, okay. Key point, verb of time. When the simple present tense is used for routines, the sentence is often accompanied by a verb of frequency or specific time expression. A. Adverbs of frequency. These words indicate how often an action is performed. They have a specific position in the sentence, before the action verb, but after the verb to be. Okay, okay. Table, adverb, percentage, position in a sentence, and example of sentence. Always adverb. Percentage is 100%. Position before verb action. He always drinks tea. Okay, position. Always position is before verb action is drink. Next, often 70%. The position before the action. The example, they often go shopping. Next, sometimes it's a 50%. The position in a sentence before the action or beginning or end. The example, I sometimes feel tired. Okay. Uh, effort sometimes is before some position sometimes is before the action. If after position in the beginning, like sometimes I feel tired, okay, or after position in N. Example of sentence is I feel tired sometimes. Okay. Next is never. 0%. Position in sentence is before the action or for action. Example, he never smokes. Okay. Okay. Point. Special position after to be. If the sentence use am or is or are, adverb of frequency are placed after to be. Okay, the example wrong. She always is happy. Is wrong and correct. Example is she is always happy. Okay, if the sentence use am or is or are, adverb of frequency are placed after to be. Okay, after to be. Okay. Next, time expression. Routine time expression. Okay. These expressions are usually placed at the end or beginning of the sentence and emphasize the repetitive nature of the action. Example, expression and uses. Examples. Every day or week or month or year. The uses. I call my parents every Sunday. Okay. Next, once or twice or three times a day. For example, he exercised twice a week. Next, on Mondays or on weekends. Example, we go to the beach on weekends. And last, in the morning or afternoon or evening. For example, she reads a book in the evening. Okay. Okay. Summary of the point. Only one S. Remember the rule, whether S or yes only applies to the subject he, she, it. If there is does or doesn't, the letter S in the main verb must be omitted. Okay. And two types of sentence. Distinguish between action sentence using make, study, and state of flat sentence, like using is or okay is a summary of given. Okay, okay, that's it for the discussion about simple present tense. From me, thank you, and see you next time.